Proposition 308. I feel there are specific changes we should be focusing on over the next decade and the next century if we really wish to see our species prosper and flourish. They include, but are not limited to, 1. A fleet of multifunction AI space drones. 2. 100% recycle, refurbish, repurpose. 3. Daily logistics optimizations using forecasting. 4. Nearly limitless energy. 5. World Arbitration Council. And 6. Worldwide employment. There are other changes as well, but these are some of the ones with the greatest return on investment, where that ROI is the difference between flourishing 100,000 years from now or failing less than 100 years from now. Proposition 309. Establishing the largest possible array of foreign object detectors could be the single most important task we can undertake to help see that our species gets to try to be around 1 million or even billion years from now. We need decades' notice of any object with a remote chance of intersecting our planet's orbit. We need decades' notice of any object with a remote chance of entering our solar system. Proposition 310. Our solar system hangs in a fragile balance. So far, we have been lucky that interstellar visitors have not disrupted this stability, but not only could a random single object possess extinction-level possibilities if it hit our planet, just disrupting multiple other objects inside our solar system without hitting any of them could still end up wiping out our species. Proposition 311. We need a huge array between 100,000 and 1 million plus smart drones, always searching in all directions for any form of motion in much more than just visible light. They would be AI-based and able to multitask with multiple secondary functions, the obvious one being mining. They would be able to match the speed of an object, attach to it, crawl around on it, scan it, and mine it. They would work as teams where each team member could take on any of the other roles that they all share. Proposition 312. What is mined is placed together where cold welding in space should allow most minerals to become a larger single object that can be hurled towards the inner planets, where they can be intercepted by other drones. Drones would have thrusters, and multiple drones together could use this thrust to launch objects towards the inner planets, just as multiple drones near the outer planets could catch incoming battery packs being sent from the inner planets, slow them down, and direct them to the closest recharging stations. Proposition 313. That same concept of working in teams would allow them to react when any motion is seen, where AI algorithms feel an object could threaten the stability of our solar system, or worse, intersect the same relative point in spacetime as the big wet rock we all share. Some would match speed and attach, while others would continually hurl thruster packs and battery packs into the oncoming path of the object, where other drones would be catching them and redirecting them to collection centers on the object, where they can be redistributed as needed. Proposition 314. Small course corrections done from far distances away can have huge impacts on how an object might traverse through our star system and what impact it could have. The goal would usually be to steer the object into a stable orbit around the sun or another planet or moon, and if the AI algorithms don't give it a 90% chance of success, then to steer it back out of our star system, or worst case, crash into a planet or moon. Proposition 315. Given sufficient time, most any celestial visitor except the largest and fastest could be redirected into a predetermined orbit. Trying to break them up by smashing things into them produces too many unknown variables, but there might be times where many repeated smaller collisions near one area could potentially work better than attaching thrusters. Speeding up suicide drones might be a better use of battering thruster packs in some small percentage of cases. Great to have this thing called physics to help us decide. Proposition 316. How much we are limited in our ability to save our species from an extinction-level collision is directly related to the constraints of those exact physics. Certain variables, incoming relative velocity and incoming relative mass, are two variables beyond our control. So we only have one variable left to work with: the amount of time between detection and collision. And the actions we take and how quickly we take them during that period are directly proportional to our success rate. Proposition 317. Let's just hope a black hole never decides to stop by to say hello, because the physics in deviating their paths is far more complicated. Random celestial objects of all sizes and types, including black holes, planets, stars, as well as moons and asteroids, all traverse intergalactic and interstellar space. The chance of an extinction-level event in the next 1,000 years is non-zero, and we should be doing whatever is within our power, preparing for such an event, so we have as much forewarning as possible. Proposition 318. The key to helping our species survive and hopefully flourish is not going to come from colonizing Mars too soon. Putting efforts into a fleet of drones built to help safeguard the integrity of our host star system's current orbits far outweighs nearly any other global priority as far as I'm concerned. We are playing dice with the fate of our species, whether Einstein wanted to admit it or not. Random chance could end our species and planet, and minimizing those chances should always remain a top priority. Proposition 319. Once a satisfactory course correction has been accomplished, then mining begins, and the other function of every drone is the search for life or prior life or the ingredients for life. All information is constantly shared, and by the time the information makes it back to headquarters on Earth, the drones may have already solved a potential crisis before humans needed to tell them what to do. That's where the real power of AI is going to come from. Reacting to foreign visitors with a systematic and redundant plan that can be activated without direction by those on Earth. Proposition 320. Drones near the inner planets would also be tracking movement, and along with all their peers, will be constantly logging any new potential objects or changes in the predicted paths of logged bodies. There should reach a time where we have numbered every object inside our heliopause, and AI algorithms decide the order these will be mined or scoured for life based on what they learned from their prior attempts. Scientific missions to attach to, scan, and mine those bodies already inside our star system offers us almost unlimited resources for centuries to come. Proposition 321. The inner-planet drones would be catching incoming mined minerals, incoming expired battery packs, possibly expired thruster packs if we can't figure out how to recharge them out past Jupiter, samples from interstellar visitors, any samples of life or sign of prior life, and then redirect them to their appropriate target destinations. Proposition 322. Battery packs would be redirected towards the drones circling the sun where energy capture is taking place in vast quantities. Minerals would be redirected either to the moon or Mars where most all manufacturing would be taking place. Pollution on Mars and the moon can be as horrendous as needed if it keeps it off our planet, and those living there are never exposed to it. Other items are sent to one of the space stations for closer examination and study. They would also be collecting filled battery packs and full thruster packs and sending them out to many different areas in all three spatial dimensions where collection points have been established inside our heliopause.